Hey Taurus, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is our daily reading for Tuesday, June 17th. Let's see what's going on with Taurus. The heart of your reading, we have the King of Swords. I think you're feeling very decisive right now, like you're in the driver's seat. There's some important decision that's yours to make, and you are claiming control over that decision. You feel like you are empowered to do so, like you're well within your right to do so. And if anyone else tries to butt in and make the decision for you, you're well prepared to put them in their place with logic and reason. Your challenge includes 4 cards here. We have Temperance in reverse, 8 of Pentacles in reverse, 10 of Swords in reverse, and the 9 of Pentacles. So this has to do with keeping access to your luxury, your feeling of luxuriating in life. You want to feel like you enjoy life, you enjoy the daily routine in a way that makes you feel like you're treating yourself really well. But there's an impatience here, unwillingness to stick to routine, and an aspect of, I'm getting the energy like someone promises that something is done. Like, I promise that was the last time, or I promise it won't happen again, but it keeps happening again. This could be an argument over finances with your partner who controls, who controls the finances maybe. Let's see what you're focused on. What is Taurus focused on? 2 of Wands in reverse. You don't want to go down this path again. You're feeling like the situation that you're in is sort of shoehorning you into a certain path, and you are adamant that you don't want to go down that road. So you're in a kind of sticking your feet, what is that expression? Like putting your foot down, but it's very like emphatic is how it feels. In a sense of like defending your territory a little bit. Like the other people in your situation are putting you in a position where you have to defend the fact that you don't want to go down that path, which means they must want to, is the way that I'm picking up on it. In your recent past, we have Chariot energy, which is being very aligned with either your higher purpose, your higher self, or with the other people in your life. So that, when that happens, allows things to move forward very swiftly. You may have felt that it was unfair, justice in reverse, or maybe like you decided to leave something unsettled for the sake of moving forward. Let's see your spirit team's perspective. Okay, yeah, we have justice in reverse that is coming out now, so kind of underscoring what we were just saying, and the 4 of Swords in reverse, which is either avoiding a pullback, like pulling away from the situation or from a partner, or it could mean coming out of a period of having done that. So if you've already had some time apart or some distance from the situation, this could be you returning to the situation and feeling like you've had the time to really be on your own, think it over in private without any sort of pressure from other people. But it has to do, hearkening back to whatever we were touching on with this justice in reverse, like something felt unsettled in the past, whatever it was that you were moving forward from, even though it wasn't fair, or even though it wasn't right, or or even though it wasn't settled. So Spirit sees the bright side of this whole situation as the not backing away from it, even though it's unfair or unfinished. In the near future, we have the Hierophant in reverse, which has a revolutionary sort of a feeling with, like, okay, we don't have to do it that way just because that's the way it ought to be. We can invent a whole new way. We can be rebellious here. We can be inventive. It's allowing something to... Now, let me back up. It's like allowing yourself to be more open-minded, even though there's like in your mind, there's like a proven way, a right way that would work really well in your head. But if it's not applicable to the situation for any reason, or it's causing a rift with other people that you're dealing with, this could be like, okay, you know what? It doesn't necessarily have to be that the way that I think is right. Let's open it up for conversation that there could be a new way. We could invent a new way. The thing that's going to surprise you in this situation is that there is hope for healing here. There is like getting the feeling of a wish coming true, but it's not going to be in the way that you think. It's going to surprise you in the form that it takes. This star energy in reverse is like, yeah, you're going to feel like your dreams are coming true, but you will have always thought that it would look like something else, that it would manifest as something different. You had a different picture in mind or something else on your vision board, but whenever this thing that's going to manifest shows up, you're going to feel the way that you thought you were going to feel with the other thing that you had in mind. What is Taurus hopeful for? What are we afraid of? Not getting your wish. Yeah, you're afraid of exactly what I was just talking about. I think this surprise energy might have really kind of poked some of your energies with like a little ouch, a little, that's a sore spot. I want it to be the way I want it to be. Because this is really similar energy with the Nine of Cups in reverse. It's like you're hopeful maybe that your wish can show up and manifest in a different way, but do you trust it? Do you trust that idea? Do you really believe that that's possible, that something different than what you envisioned could make you feel just as good or better than the way you wanted to feel? Even though you're not getting the thing that you wanted, the way that you wanted it. You know what I mean? The way this all ends up, the way this energy culminates, is with Knight of Cups in reverse energy. So look out for someone who is being selfish. This could be you, it could be someone else in your situation. But when this opening up for compromise happens, someone's going to try and kind of maybe play the victim, maybe rely on a sob story, maybe I keep getting the, you know, the tiny violin, like, oh, pobrecito, so sad. Like, this is very, okay, well, it really has to be this way because I had it hard and I'm positioning my argument as though I'm the only one in the universe who's ever had a hard time with anything. And I'm not leaving space for the fact that you definitely have had hard times in the past, but I'm centering it around my hard times. And since you're opening it up to be flexible, this is very kind of woe is me for the sake of manipulating the outcome in their favor. So definitely watch out for that. This is the way that it's headed. If you're concerned about that, it's still like, I'll pull a clarifier after we get your advice. I want to get some advice first. If Taurus doesn't want it to turn out that way, what can they do? We have the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so two, what is it? one that comes after another. I forget the word for that. Okay, so we have what I was picking up on earlier, the digging in your heels, standing your ground. So Spirit is underscoring that energy that I was picking up on earlier. The Seven of Wands is, I know what I believe in, I know what I stand for. I can be flexible, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to give you all my territory. I'm not going to concede everything here and be a doormat. That's not what this means here. So you're learning how to be flexible while standing your ground. This is not all or nothing. You know, you're learning to see the shades of gray in the formerly black and white territory sort of energy. And you're also kind of learning to recognize the momentum that actions kind of snowball and they lead to other things happening in a situation. So behavior is going to matter. And also, this is going to create momentum in a bigger sense. So however this goes down, however this plays out, you're going to be sort of setting a precedent for what comes next. So keep that in mind when it is time to stand up for yourself and your wants and needs. All right, let me pull a clarifier before we close for the Knight of Cups. Okay, so the Ten of Swords in reverse is that energy that I was picking up on with the challenge. It's the someone who said, well, it won't happen again, I promise, that's different, or whatever that it's over, I promise energy is, that's connected to this person who is making it all about their sorrow or their needs or their hardship as the reason why things should go their way. Something connected with them is all about this, well, no, I know it was like that in the past, but I've changed and it's definitely not going to be like that anymore, or that was the last time, it's over, I promise, I don't think that way anymore, I'm not holding on to that idea anymore. There's a falsehood that I'm sensing there. So I don't think it's going to do any good to try and point that out to them in the moment. I think it's something that you just hold inside of you as you are deciding how much to compromise based on what they're saying. Or maybe it's a flat out no to what they propose, but you look for a new, different compromise, a different solution. That's going to be up to you, obviously, but there's a strong caution there with that person's energy. So I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. I hope this helped. Have a great day, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Bye.